And for those of you just coming into the studio, we're taking a regular size bath towel, not a bath sheet, and we're just folding it so that we can set it on our heads. And we'll come to what that's going to be in a little while. In addition, you may want a second chair because we're going to do balance work. So the second chair can be placed behind. So if balance becomes unstable or it feels like we need to stop, you can just sit down and then come back to what we're doing. To start with, though, we're going to come to our breath. Find yourself centered in your chair, on your chair. And today we're doing Nadi Shodhana. So we did this this is a pranayama practice, also known as alternate nostril breathing. We're going to do it with visualization. So we're going to imagine, notice the breath moving in the right nostril and then out the left nostril. And then the in breath goes in the left and out the right. So this takes focus on breath. And here we go. Breathing in one nostril with the imagination or the visualization, and breathing out the opposite. Breathing in the nostril that we just exhaled through, and then out through the opposite nostril. You get the idea. Let your eyes be soft focused. Let your jaw drop open a wee bit, and perhaps drawing the navel toward the spine. And as you're pacing yourself with the rhythm of this breath, lift your heart just a little bit. And if the breathing pattern feels a little fussy, then just go to normal breathing, noticing breath moving in and out. And then release all effort and return to your signature breath, that which is innate to you. We're going to draw the shoulders up, release the hands, and drop the shoulders. Let's draw them up and release. Draw them up in the release. Breath comes through the mouth. And one more time. Drawing the shoulders back and the shoulder blades together. Release down. Come forward and up. Back and down. The heart is really lifted here. And the breath is moving. And the next time we come back to neutral and we pause here. And we do a little sway to the right and a sway to the left. I've got a creaky chair. Then we're going to bring it back to center and sway forward and backwards. It's a sway, not a hinge. We're just rocking. And now we're going to begin to circle in one direction and gently close the eyes. Come to center, switch directions, keep the eyes closed. Today we're going to do practices with open eyes and closed eyes. And then next time we're together, we're going to learn about how to utilize the eyes to help us initiate movement. Pausing now. We're coming to our sit-stand practice. So if you're new to this, this is going to be incorporated regularly in our practice. And what the sit-stand is bringing the hands to rest. Maybe they can cross or couple or mudra in front of you. And we're going to bring ourselves to standing and then to sitting. We're going to time this. I have the timer. I'm going to time this and we're going to count personally how many we can do in the time allotted. So get ready, set, up, and down. Bringing that to a pause. So it's recommended that we be able to do at least 5 sit stands in 13 seconds. That is a metric of stability. And so wherever you were is great. And we're going to do this regularly, and you can do it when we're not together to help build the stamina and the strength to do at least 5 in 13 seconds. So now we're going to bring ourselves to standing. Here we go. On Monday, there was a request for shoulders. So we're going to do a couple of shoulder activities, and bear with me. Here we go. We're going to extend our arms, and we're going to take the caps of the shoulders back. Then we turn the elbows up and the palms up. And now we're going to reverse this, starting with the caps of the shoulders. So those come forward, the elbow turns down, the forearm, the hand. And now we're going to do that again. Shoulders come back, elbows turn up, palms turn up, hands turn back. Reversing this, shoulders first. It's not quite a reverse, is it? Shoulders first, elbows, forearms, hands. And one more time, shoulders come back, elbows up, forearms up, palms up. And now sweep those arms together above the head or in front of the body. Hands come to heart center. Shake it out. So for those of you doing the Monday class, we'll be doing shoulder intensive Feldenkrais style on Monday. So we did swaying when we were seated. Now we're going to sway to the right and to the left. So we're going to take our feet underneath our hip joints. We're going to see our knees facing the second, third toes. Feel the shoulders resting above the pelvis. And then we're just going to sway to the right and to the left. Pretty simple, right? Now we're going to take our towel, we're going to place it on our head, or maybe you're using a block. You could even use a sandbag for this if you have that prop in your home. And now we're going to go right and left. And maybe we bring the foot off the floor, maybe the heel or the toe off the floor. And now we're going to close our eyes. So because this is a balance practice, you can have one chair behind you or a chair next to you or a chair in front of you to touch down on. I'm going to put it to the side so it's visible. And so we're just swaying. And we're doing this with our eyes closed. And maybe one foot is coming off the floor and then the other. Maybe we notice that one foot really likes to lift and the other doesn't. Just going back and forth with our sway. And now we're going to pause. And this time we're going to add multiplication tables. You heard me. Let's do sevens. So we're going to sway right and left, eyes closed. Well, inwardly, we're doing multiplication tables. Yeah, this is good for the brain. This is good for the nervous system, and it helps with balance. Here we go. We begin to sway right and left. Our eyes are closed. And now 1 times 7, 2 times 7, 3 times 7. 8 times 7, 9 times 7, and we bring it to a pause. Yeah. Stop and notice. You might feel like the swaying is still continuing even though you're stopped and the eyes can come open now. Now we're going to do a little pyramid shift, gravity shifting. So we take 1 foot back and 1 foot in front. There's sits bone or hip width apart. Remember, we have a chair for balance here. And we're going to shift our weight forward and back. And maybe the feet stay on the floor, or maybe you have a heel lift or a toe lift, or maybe the back foot comes up off the floor and the front foot comes up. We're just going back and forth. And now close the eyes and do this. What do you notice? And then we pause and change feet. So the foot that was behind is in front now. And we begin our rocking back and forth, shifting weight, shifting weight, shifting gravity. And maybe the feet come off the floor, maybe just a toe in the heel, maybe the feet stay planted. And then we're going to close our eyes and do this. Nice breath here. And then we bring that to a pause. And we feel our way into mountain. I'm going to turn sideways for this. Keeping the balance chair nearby. Going to stack my feet. So I'm bringing the left foot in front of my right foot. They're lined up. They're lined up. They can be close or a little bit away from each other. If needed, the chair is there for balance, but notice when we come into this posture, how there's a little bit of a wobble. That is the nervous system trying to find balance. So we've done this practice walking before. Now we're just doing it standing and noticing that that wobble is there when we just stand. It's not just when we walk. And now we're going to weight shift again. So we go back and we go forward and we go back and forward. And maybe the front foot comes off, or maybe the back foot comes off, or maybe it's just toes and heels, or maybe the feet just stay on the floor while we're exploring this. You decide what's going to be in your best interest today. Keep that left foot in front. And we pause here. And now we're going to do that again with our eyes closed. And let's do the multiplication tables. Let's do 6s with our eyes closed today. 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. Going back and forth. Keep those multiplication tables going unless that scrambles too much of the inner network. 8 times 6. 48. And then we pause. Bring ourselves to mountain and stand. Notice the posture. Notice a sense of stability. Now we're going to bring that right foot in front and the left foot's in the back. And we're going to shift gravity. We're going to shift the point of gravity in our body. Shift the weight in our body, front and back. And maybe the back foot comes off or the front foot, or maybe it's just the heels and the toes. Breath moves. And then we're going to pause. Keep the feet where they are. And let's make it easy. Now we're going to multiply by 5 and we're going to have our eyes closed. Here we go. 1 times 5. 2 times 5. 3 times 5. And bringing that to a pause, we come to mountain. So let's walk with this. Let's start with the heel toe that we just did. So now we're going to bring that left foot in front, the right foot in front, the left foot, the right foot, the left foot, the right foot, the left foot. Let's rewind it. And you can always keep the toe tips on the floor. We're going to do it one more time. Do you notice that you may have a little more stability here than in the past when we've done this? Or maybe you've never done this before. It's a good exploration. And then we're going to pause. We're going to swing this leg open and bring it forward. Let's take the left, the right, the left, the right, back. Nice sweeps with the legs. Pause here and let's shake that out. We're going to take the blanket or the towel off the head. And we're going to take a fold. We're coming into a forward fold just to the shins. So we have a nice flat back. Lift the sits bones toward the ceiling. Press into the hamstrings. Soft knees. And then bending the knees slightly. The arms are going to come forward. We press the floor away. We're going to rise up. Through chair. Bringing our arms to cactus. We're going to take that left arm under the right and wrap. So the backs of the hands can touch, or even that left hand can touch the right shoulder. Pretend like we're sitting back in a chair. And now we're going to take, let me get this right. We're going to take the right foot and place it in front of the left. So it's a modified eagle, but we're replicating that heel to toe standing posture where we were rocking. Of course, if you want to do more, you can always drape your knees. And then to come out of this, we're going to release the arms, lift that right leg, and return it to the mat. So now we're going to take the right arm underneath and the left arm on top. So we've got eagle arms here. We sit back like we're sitting in a chair. We're going to bring that right leg in front of the left, or excuse me, the left leg in front of the right. And we're going to find our balance here. And we breathe. So we're in a modified eagle. Or maybe you've draped your knee over and you're in a full eagle. And to come out of this, step the feet side by side and let the arms fly. And we come back to neutral. Sweep the arms up. We fold just to the shins. Bend the left knee, press the right hip back, look to the right, draw the right shoulder back. Breathe here. And then we come back to center. And now we're going to bend that right knee, press the left hip back, turn to look to the left, and that left shoulder peels back. Breathe here. Feel your way into your feet. And then gently come back to center. Pause. Then bend the knees. Float the arms up. And we rise through chair. coming back to center. Hands come to heart center. Let's take that right foot in front of the left. Then we're going to switch. Now it's the left foot in front of the right. Pause here and breathe. Enjoy the wobble if you got one. And then we come back to mountain. Feel the stability of the feet resting on the floor. Parallel. Delight. Stable. Steadfast. And now we return to our chair for our Shavasana. If you'd like to do alternate nostril breathing in your Shavasana, you're welcome to. Otherwise, we'll just sit. And allow ourselves to settle into the experience of being in a body, this body. The idea that I am home settles in. Oliver Wendell Holmes said, "A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions." A mind that has been stretched by new experiences can never go back to old dimensions. We're going to open our arms wide to gather all the blessings that already are, and we draw them in appreciation and gratitude into our hearts. And together we all say, Namaste.